Many connoisseurs agree that Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee is one of the world's best. It is a signature elite rare coffee. But what exactly is it? Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee can claim its origins from a decision taken by a French king in the 18th century. In 1723, King Louis XV sent 3 coffee plants to the French colony of Martinique, 1,900 kilometers southwest of Jamaica. 5 years later, in 1728, Sir Nicholas Laws, governor of Jamaica, received a gift of 1 coffee plant from the governor of Martinique. The rest is history. This 1 plant was nurtured and a plantation grown. Within 9 years, the first coffee was exported and the Jamaican coffee industry was born. Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee is a globally protected certification mark for coffee that comes from the Blue Mountain area of Jamaica. Arabica coffee loves the nitrogen and phosphorus-rich soil of Jamaica, and nowhere else better than the steep elevations of the Blue Mountains. Located north of Kingston on the eastern side of the island, the Blue Mountains rise to altitudes of 2,350 meters. The coffee being cultivated is mostly Arabica typica. The coffee thrives in the fertile volcanic soil with its regular rainfall, and most importantly, under the island's misty cloud cover to shade it from the burning sun. All these factors combine to yield a coffee of exceptional sweetness and aroma, rich flavour, and full body with mild acidity. No wonder then that James Bond called it the most delicious in the world in Ian Fleming's novel Live and Let Die. The result is what many regard as the best coffee in the world, and the champagne of coffees. The area where Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee plants are cultivated is strictly controlled, with exportable annual production at between 1,000 and 1,350 metric tons, tiny by world standards, and equivalent to just 0.1% of Colombian production, or, put another way, equivalent to 3 hours of Colombian coffee production. Indeed, to be called Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee, it must be grown at altitudes of up to 1,800 meters in the parishes of Portland, St. Andrew, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. Comprising an area of some 6,000 hectares, coffee farming in the Blue Mountains is characterized by mostly small holdings of up to 4 hectares, but there are larger estates of up to 70 hectares in size. There are around 25,000 smallholders and estates in total. Highlighting its scarcity and exclusivity is the fact that Jamaica Blue Mountain is the only coffee in the world to be packed in iconic wooden barrels instead of Hessian sacks. All Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee must go through the Coffee Industry Board, where the green coffee is rigorously inspected as to screen size, colour, humidity, defects and cup quality before it's passed and certified for export. This can take time and cause delays, but quality is paramount and strictly controlled, ensuring that all export-grade Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee is of the highest quality. So what's your name?
It's Debbie.
Debbie. And so how do you sort the beans?
Well, actually you just dry it down and you take out all of the colored one, the rotten teeth one, and any one that has borer in it.
So, for example, which one would that be?
This one would be a black one. This one would be a rotten teeth one. So you have to take out those from it, from the good one.
Today, with annual production of Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee remaining very low, Jamaica Blue Mountain remains as ever elusive, luxurious, treasured, and delicious. Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee is imported into Europe from the main processor producers, namely Clydesdale, Mavis Bank, Wallingford Coffee Company, and Gold Cup, as well as the 2 principal estates with export licenses, Clifton Mount Estate and RSW Estates. Mavis Bank is an old and revered name in Jamaican coffee. Mavis Bank maintains their pulpery and dry mill jointly in St. Andrews in the Blue Mountains. The Wallingford Coffee Company is also a long-established player. Wallingford have their pulperies in the Blue Mountains and their dry mill close to Kingston, which is the largest facility of its kind in Jamaica. Clydesdale is a more recently established producer which has swiftly, together with Mavis Bank, become the largest exporters of Jamaica Blue Mountain. Pulping takes place in the mountains at their Clifton Mount facility. The processing is undertaken at the Blue Mountain Coffee Processors facility in Kingston. Gold Cup is the brand name for the coffees from Mount Lebanon Estate and Abbey Green Estate owned by Dr. Charles Lynn. The farms are located in the region of St. Thomas Parish. Founded in the mid-18th century, Clifton Mount Estate is situated in St. Andrew in the most spectacularly beautiful location in the Blue Mountains on the eastern slope of St. Catherine's Peak. RSW Estates actually comprise 3 estates. Resource Estate is located at an altitude of 1,200 metres above the Yallas River. Sherwood Forest Estate, with an area of over 400 hectares, is one of the largest intact original Blue Mountain coffee plantations. Whitfield Hall Estate is in the heart of the Blue Mountains, just below the Blue Mountain Peak, the highest mountain in the Blue Mountains. The processors operate a pricing regime combined with a pre-funding and balancing payment mechanism which categorically favours the smallholder farmer. The Coffee Industry Board also operates an insurance scheme to assist farmers in time of hurricanes and other catastrophes. Extension and technical services are also offered to the farmers both by the Coffee Industry Board and by the processor exporters. In the case of the larger farms, which sell to the processors, the workers are paid and employed under conditions regulated by strict Jamaican labour legislation. In this regard, wage and benefit levels are significantly higher compared with South American coffee industry norms. The workers come from neighbouring communities, and in most cases, accommodation, education and medical facilities are nearby and have reasonable and accessible infrastructure. In environmental terms, the coffee is grown under naturally shaded and fauna-friendly conditions. As the coffee is wet processed, all the wastewater resulting from the coffee processing is fully treated and purified before being released into the environment. Composting and waste mucilage recycling are also becoming the norm. Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee has a subtle, sophisticated cup. An exquisite balance of aroma, body and acidity is combined to make Jamaica Blue Mountain a very special coffee. But it is the mellow, sweet and creamy aftertaste that separates this unique coffee from all others, with a mild, smooth acidity and hints of chocolate with floral undertones. No wonder it has been the quintessential connoisseur favourite for so many years.
Welcome to Jamaica Standard Products, home of the finest coffees in the world. Jamaica Standard Products is a family business, third generation involved. It's 75 years old. We are one of the oldest and largest producers of Jamaican coffee. We produce 3 brands of coffee, namely Island Blue, Jamaica Blue Mountain, Barnhall Estate, and High Mountain Coffees. Jamaica Standard Products is a fully integrated coffee company, meaning that we produce coffee from the seedling right through to the cup. We have a state-of-the-art roaster at Jamaica Standard Products, employing some of the most modern roasting techniques. We do this to ensure that we supply you with a consistent roast with the best quality at all times. We are proud to have attained ISO 9001 certification several years ago, and more recently we acquired HACCP certification. So we have international accreditation for our quality and food safety standards. Very important as we produce obviously what is considered to be the finest coffees in the world. And we thank our customers for their support, and we hope to continue to produce a fine quality coffee for them in years to come. Jamaica Standard Products produces Island Blue, Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee, which is the best Blue Mountain on the market. We are proud to produce it for you, and we hope you'll enjoy it just as much as we do. Thank you very much.
I am Alvin Peter, the General Manager for Stoney Coffee Processors Limited, located in Marystown. Stoney is a totally integrated coffee factory which takes the product from the cherry stage to the cup. The steps involve pulping and washing, drying by barbecue or mechanical dryers, resting, hulling, grading, sorting, packaging, and then roasting. In the wet process, we use pulpers and washers to remove the skin and the mucilage from the parchment. After drying, the parchment is transferred to storage where we monitor temperature and humidity on a daily basis. After 8 to 10 weeks, the rested parchment is then delivered to the final stage where we do hulling and polishing, grading by size, separating by density, and then handpicking to receive your final product. Packaging is done by jute bags or 3 different sizes of barrels, 15 kilograms, 30 kilograms, and 70 kilogram barrels. After packaging and labeling, the product is then delivered into the coffee industry board for testing and approval before shipment is done. Blue Mountain is a GI which covers 3 parishes essentially: Portland, St. Andrew, and St. Thomas. In these parishes, we have several farms and estate farms. The estate farms are Stoney, St. Cloud, Journeyland, Synconia, and Hilton. I've been in the industry for over 25 years. I've traveled over the world and I've had coffees from different regions. The Blue Mountain definitely is the coffee of my choice. Blue Mountain blessed to have the weather pattern we're having, the soil type, the altitude, and the variety we plant. This combination gives us a well-balanced, excellent mud, great aftertaste, and a taste beyond compare.
I'm Arthur McGowan, owner and operator of Trumpet Tree Coffee Factory. I was very fortunate to be handpicked and selected by the JACRA and Starbucks to visit Costa Rica on a recent trip where we learned about best farming practices. It will and has helped me tremendously. It's really interested and it upped the ball game in terms of how we farm, how we harvest, how we process. If we can implement that in our farming practice, fertilize the right time, spray in the right time, and do everything within a unified manner. I know we can play some catch up and compete, not in a negative way, but in a positive way, for the good of the farmer and also for the good of all coffee lovers and coffee drinkers.
Jamaica is a place rich and ripe with history and heritage, with long proud traditions in music, sports and culture. Front row in that lineup are some of our iconic products, and coffee is king. So it's great to know that Cafe Blue has a history stretching back 4 generations of family farming. If it's been around that long, it's just got to be good. I'm here with Jason Sharp at Clifton Mount, current Managing Director of Cafe Blue, who comes from a long line of coffee men. Jason, as former Miss Jamaica, during my travels, I traveled all over. Jamaica is known for many things, but of course they're known for Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee. Tell us some history about it.
Well, Brittany, first of all, welcome to Clifton Mount.
Thank you.
Yes, we are known around the world for producing a very special coffee, and that's because we were the world's first specialty coffee. You know, all around the world you hear about different origins, but Blue Mountain has held that tradition because back in the 1700s we learned that coffee really developed a wonderful taste profile the higher you grew it. And so, although people have recognized that, no, we were the first. And it gives the Blue Mountain a specific taste profile that we become known for.
That's why it's ideal to grow it here at Clifton Mount, because it's a microclimate. Absolutely.
As you can see, the cloud cover and the mist, the terrain is difficult, but the soil type is ideal, the rainfall is ideal, and of course the variety of coffee that we grow here, all these things add up to give us a balanced sweet coffee that people just really enjoy.
Well, that's impressive. Can you tell me a bit of the longer history of coffee in Jamaica?
Well, coffee came to Jamaica in somewhere around 1730, and we first grew in the lower elevations of Jamaica. By the turn of the century, we were the world's largest producer. But like I said, we recognized that the taste profiles really got much more intense the higher we grew the coffee. And so a lot of farmers started to grow coffee in the Blue Mountains. And although after slavery, our coffee production fell dramatically, we had developed this reputation for this high-grown coffee, Blue Mountain. And so we've been able to just grow on that heritage over time. And today, of course, we're well-renowned.
You guys have been here for a very long time at Clifton Mount, so you must have grown some associations with the people in the community and around the place. Share a story with us about the characters here.
Whoa, there are so many. I wouldn't know where to start with it. But obviously, Clifton Mount has been here from somewhere around 1750. So a lot of people in this community, they've been living here for a long time, I mean, obviously. And so when a lot of our employees, their grandparents were in the coffee business, whether they had small farms or they worked on the estates in the area. So you find that they're very seasoned. The culture here in the hills is very strong for coffee growing.
I lived and worked here all my life. What I like about the industry is the passion for growing coffee and growing the best coffee in the world.
And the best part about growing coffee is after all that hard work you put in when you go out and you see the expression on people's faces as they taste our aromatic Blue Mountain coffee, it is totally the best. We are number one.
Well, Brittany, for us, one of the most important things is to remain sustainable. Everything that we do, we stay focused on that. So for Cafe Blue moving forward, you look at more environmentally friendly products. Of course, we're rainforest certified, which identifies our focus and attention to ensuring that everything in our environment stays in balance. And so that's probably the most important focus for us moving forward.
Jason, thank you for your time here, the tour and the experience at Clifton Mount.
Great, thanks for coming.
We know a lot of things get better in life with experience: wine, whiskey, rum, and of course coffee. Not only does it taste rich, but now I know it's rich in history too.
Cheers.
Cheers.